What type of golfer are you? Are you the one that wants to sit in the bar afterwards where they're all talking about that 1 in a million shot that you've pulled off? Or do you want to be the one that's got that clever strategy where they're sliding the money across the table to you because that strategy, that golfing wisdom that you had out on the golf course? That's what we're talking about here. See, I've got a little shot here. I'm only just off the green. There's just a little raised area between me and the flag, quite close to the flag. The 1 in a million shot is come up there with a lob wedge, put lots of spin on it, land it over it, check it up, let it go left to right with the slope and finish next to the hole. But unless you're super skilled with that, you may not pull it off very often. So I'm going to show you a strategy here, one that when you average it out, it's going to get you a far lower score and therefore more likely to have that money coming across the table to you. So let's get into it. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to use our putter here, and I'm actually going to use an 8-iron here because there is a bit of a slope here. It's going to be pretty quick. I'm at Glamour Golf Club, beautiful, beautiful setting. And we're going to use an 8-iron. 7-iron sometimes works really well. It doesn't matter. Jack Nicklaus used to talk about, many great golfers have talked about getting the ball on the green as soon as possible, letting it roll out like a putt. That's what we're going to look at, but we're going to show you a very simple routine to go through to make sure you do it consistently. So what I'm going to do is to set up with your putter first of all here. And when you set up with your putter, for most of us, that putter is obviously a pretty upright club. So actually, if we compare that straight away, the putter to the 8-iron, you're going to see a difference in the lie angle. I put them both pretty flat. You can see the putter's a lot more upright than the 8-iron. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to first of all get the 8-iron or whatever club you're using to match that putter. We're going to bring it up to be the same lie there. Now, obviously, when I do that, it's really important to realize and understand that that golf club now is going to sit like this. So the toe is going to sit in the ground a little bit. Don't worry about that. You are going to strike it more towards the toe very slightly for this shot, okay? So what we're really trying to do is replicate. We're trying to get ourselves set up with the putter, put our 8-iron in its place, and instead of letting the 8-iron sit here, going to bring it up to where that putter is. Now, there's one other obvious thing different. The 8-iron is much longer than the putter. I'm going to hold it at the length of the putter. I'm going to now make sure what I've really done is I've replaced the putter with an 8-iron. That's what I've done. Same stance, etc. Now, if you have whatever putting grip you have, you may not, if you have a claw one, maybe you won't use it, but generally, I want you to use the same putting grip that you would have but in your 8-iron here, there. Okay, now there's only one final change. So here I am now, I'm pretty much in my putting setup, but I just happen to be holding an 8-iron. You can see I'm down the handle. One final change. I'm just going to ask you to allow your body weight to shift very slightly to the left foot. The reason for that, that's just going to help you get that very clean strike coming down into the ball. That's the only change. Everything else stays the same. So if you feel like you're fairly firm with your wrist during your putting stroke, do exactly the same thing. If you're somebody that is aware of actually rocking your shoulders a little bit, whatever it may be for you, do the same thing. We really are trying to just use your putting action. We just happen to have changed it to an 8-iron. Okay, so let's get back into that position there. I'm setting up, the toe of the club is in the ground because the shaft is much more upright. I'm holding it down the length of my putter. I've actually got my putting grip going on here, and all I'm going to do is one final thing. I'm just going to move my body weight fractionally forward to the left, and then I'm just going to go ahead and hit my putt. Okay, and you can see there, hopefully, that ball has just landed on the green, started to run out. It's come up maybe about 6-7 foot short of the flag. I'd like it a little bit closer than that if I could have done, but it's still, go back to what we said at the beginning, as an average, I've still got a pretty good odds chance of holding that putt, almost certainly going to have no more than 2 putts, rather than the occasional brilliantly spectacular shot we get up and down, but mishitting it and it ends up going much too far. Okay, so just as a final recap, all you're really trying to do is take your putter, take your putting stance, replace it with whatever club you feel is appropriate. Generally, it's going to be an 8-iron, 7-iron, 6-iron, somewhere around there, but match it up in every direction from a lie perspective here and from a length perspective. The grip is going to be the same. The only final thing is you're just going to allow a little bit of body weight to come to your lead leg and then go ahead and use your putting stroke. If you do that, I have every confidence that the money will be sliding across to you.